Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and if you notice, the voice is still subdued. It is now 3:15 a.m. in Dublin, Ireland, as I record this commentary on Sunday night or Monday morning. This is Hwaisin versus Zero. I will be amplifying the volume later on. Some of you guys have been asking me, actually, I got a couple of PMs. Again, please do keep sending the messages. I do read them all. I apologize to you guys if I don't get a chance to reply to all of you. But I do appreciate that you guys have sent the message, so thanks for that. But yeah, this is Hwaisin. Flash still in my head after the last game. This is Hwaisin versus Zero on, I think this is called Holy World. It is one of the new maps this season, and it seems it's a bit early to tell about the balance of this map. So I'm looking forward to this matchup and seeing how it plays out. I think this is probably the first or second game I'm seeing on this map. Both of these players might not be the biggest names in StarCraft right now, but I think they're still more than capable of giving us some entertaining StarCraft. Zero starting up at the bottom right-hand corner in green, the Zerg player at the 5 o'clock position, and Hwaisin at the bottom left-hand corner in yellow at the 7 o'clock position. And Zero looks like he's scouted in the wrong direction, Flash sending his SCV out early as well, and that is some fantastic artwork, guys. That is the red sniper. I'm sure that is a Hwaisin fan. Marine with some red fire taking out a Zergling. I'm sure that is a Hwaisin fan, and I'm guessing that since the last poster was from a Hwaisin fan, this one might be from a Zero fan. But it's important. Flash with a forward racks, building a forward racks there in the middle of the map. I guess he's hoping that his opponent goes for some sort of a 12 pool build or 12 hatchery build, and that Flash then he can put pressure on him and rush. And drone scout going out from Zero. So Zero just wanting to make sure that he doesn't get caught off guard, sending a drone scout because he has gone. And I think when you go for kind of a 12 hatch potentially, or 12 pool even, not so much a 12 pool, but definitely if you go for a 12 hatch, and he is indeed looks like going for a 12 pool or 12 hatch, then you should definitely send that drone scout out, in my opinion, just to make sure that you don't get caught off guard by your opponent. And he's seen that there's no racks in the base, and immediately the pool goes down. So even if he was going 12 hatch, he immediately switches and goes 12 pool. So he knows exactly what his opponent is up to, just trying to harass Hwaisin a little bit with that drone. But Hwaisin's racks isn't really going to be able to do too much damage to his opponent, I feel, because his opponent knows exactly what's coming. He's seen that there's no racks in the base. He's expecting some sort of a proxy racks or advanced racks build at the very least, even if he doesn't know the exact position of it. Hwaisin, meanwhile, hasn't even scouted his opponent's base yet. He doesn't know where his opponent is. He hasn't found him. So he's going to struggle to get the Marines in play and put the pressure on. Now the returning drone sees the Marine, sees the racks, knows exactly where his opponent is, and he's decided to now take his expansion. So Hwaisin with the 4 racks, I don't think it's going to affect Hwaisin too much. It's not really going to affect his economy. He's still going to be able to play a pretty standard game. And a bunch of drones being sent out, and Hwaisin building a bunker at that Natural Expo, and Zero seeing it and sending the drones out, sending 6 drones out to counter. Hwaisin sending about 4 SCVs. So Hwaisin is persisting with his kind of rush attack here to try and put the pressure on, try and take the game early from his opponent, feeling if he can put enough pressure on here, he might be able to take the game. That bunker looks like it's probably going to go down because he's got a couple of Marines and about 4 SCVs to put pressure, and that bunker is going to be ranged within that. Drones surrounding those SCVs, focusing on the SCVs as well as the bunker, as well as the Marines, trying to get the Marines out, kick the Marines down. One of the Marines dies, but the bunker goes down, and the Marine gets in the bunker, and the Zerglings pop out just a second too late. And that bunker is now being repaired. There are 4 Zerglings there. There's 6 drones that are now trapped on the other side of that bunker. Obviously, he's going to try and do a pincer attack from both sides on that bunker. And once he gets a couple more Zerglings, and it's critical, he takes that bunker down. But he's losing a lot of mining time here, is Zero. And that itself is going to be a Flash with another Hwaisin with another couple of Marines. One of them gets taken out. So far, Zero's managed to take out 2 of the Marines before they could get the bunker. Good play by Zero in that regard. He's trying to get to that next, and now he's drawing the SCVs away, force the SCVs to come out to defend that Marine, and with the Zerglings come in to take the bunker down. Great pincer movement by Zero, and he's going to be able to close this attack by Hwaisin's out. Hwaisin is going to be able to rescue most of his SCVs, however, and that is going to be the key difference. Well, actually, to be honest, I think that's come out pretty even now that I think about it, because Hwaisin was forced to use about 4 or 5 SCVs that were not mining that whole time. And he just sent another SCV out now there to scout. Sent one back to scout. That's been intercepted by the Zerglings. But yeah, Hwaisin used about 4 or 5 SCVs there. And of course, he invested minerals in the bunker. Obviously, Zero used a lot of drones off the line and spent obviously money on those Zerglings that are now pushing towards Hwaisin's base. Hwaisin is going to be forced to block his ramp and disposition a couple of Marines there, and he indeed does that because those Zerglings coming in, 4 Zerglings, and they're not going to be able to do too much damage, obviously, because they're blocked off. But I think that came out pretty even in the end. I think it's very hard to tell which, if any, of these players gained an advantage there, because even though Hwaisin did go for that advanced racks, I don't think it really hurt him too much, and he did force his opponent to expend a lot of resources in taking it down. But you've got to say, great defense by Zero as well. He was at risk of losing it there, but really that's what you've got to do. You've got to kind of try and pull those SCVs away from the bunker, which he managed to do by going after the Marines with his drones that he managed to get past, and then attack the bunker when their SCVs were away to repair it, so that even when they got back and tried to repair it, they couldn't repair it in time. So perfect defending by Zero there. He really did brilliantly. Otherwise he was risking losing his Expo, and that really would have been chaotic for him had that happened. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out between these two players. Already some entertaining maneuvers being performed, and it looks like he's building a Hydralisk den, now starting up his lair, so we might be seeing a lurker rush from Zero, who's seen that Flash has gone for that sort of build and kind of hamstringing himself a little bit, so maybe he's hoping he can surprise him with lurkers. Putting that Hydralisk down straight away, and it looks like he's persisting with the 2 hatchery build as well, so we can expect to see lurkers from Zero, and it'll be interesting to see whether he tries to do a little bit of what Yellow does. I'm not sure if this map is amenable to that sort of build, but whether he tries to perhaps get a Overlord research drop as his lair goes up. He's got a couple of Hydralisks out. Obviously he feels he needs to have defense as well. He's got the one sunken down. Looks like he might be putting another sunken down as well. Hwaisin meanwhile has got a medic and marine group up and running, and he's just pushing out, and Zero doing a good job of putting those Zerglings in an advanced position, because not only does that give him scouting information, but it also just forces his opponent to slow down a little bit, because those Zerglings can potentially circle around. Meanwhile, engineering bay going up for Hwaisin, because Hwaisin doesn't know exactly what build his opponent went for, and even if he did, he's got the second racks down, so he's probably going to want to upgrade those Marines anyway in that engineering bay, and that Overlord just getting caught there by Hwaisin's forces, and it looks like he actually managed to save that Overlord using the cliff to good advantage, so great Overlord positioning by Zero there, and I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with this kid. I've seen him play StarCraft before in a previous series where he performed really well, and I think it was Zero who actually defeated Savior in the previous MSL, in the previous, not this season's, but the previous season's MSL. I think it was actually Zero who dumped Savior out of the competition in what was a very exciting series, but he actually won quite comfortably in the end. Zero now just trying to run some Zerglings by, but Hwaisin's got his medic and marine group placed perfectly there to intercept them. And meanwhile, he's got 3 Sunkens up. He's now putting his Spire up, and he still, I think, is on a 2 hatchery build. Zero still looks to me like he might be on a 2 hatchery build, but that's okay because Flash is on a 1 base build as well. So this is some old school style StarCraft low econ. These days we're so used to seeing those heavy macro games with Terran players fast expanding and Zerg players 12 3 hatching, but and this is a little bit more traditional StarCraft, and to be honest, I think it provides for more exciting StarCraft because both players go at each other from the get-go. I think Zero perhaps was a little bit early in putting those 3 Sunkens down. I think if it had been Savior playing, he would have probably had the 1 Sunken and probably gotten a couple of Lurkers in play, because he has had that Hydralisk up for a while, so I'm sure he's got Lurker. He would have had the opportunity to get Lurker to actually want to, but I guess by putting those Sunkens down, he can conserve his gas as well and get that Spire up quicker. He's got those 3 Sunkens in play. Hwaisin not looking to put too much pressure on him right now. Hwaisin is content to have his medic and marine force out. I think it's going to be difficult for Zero to get that 3rd base going, which is what Zergs crucially need. He might be able to drop. He's actually, okay, my mistake. I'm obviously not familiar with this map. He's actually taking that hatch expansion in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, just behind his base, at the 5 o'clock position. Now he's got his Mutalisk group out to harass. Hwaisin is obviously going to be relying on his medic and marine micro, and the good thing about Hwaisin is that is what he's known for. He's known for his medic and marines, and I'm glad he's sticking to it because he's so effective with them. Science facility now being built for Hwaisin. Zero coming in with the Mutalisks and a couple of turrets well placed by Hwaisin. He obviously did build that engineering bay a while back, so he was well in time to be able to defend against this, and I'm not sure if Zero's going to have more to purchase here. Zero just trying to find some avenue of attack, circling around the back of Hwaisin's base with his Mutalisks, trying to deal some damage, but so far he's only, I think, maybe killed 1 or 2 SCVs at most, and those Mutalisks now finding themselves potentially trapped in the middle, taking some damage. He manages to snipe an SCV and a couple of Marines, so great play by Zero. Yeah, again, I'm very impressed with his maneuvers and the way he's played in this game, bringing the Mutalisks on a run through and charging through Hwaisin's base and picking off units quite cost effectively, it has to be said. He hasn't lost too many in the process, and meanwhile he's keeping Hwaisin busy in his base while he continues to macro up, get his economy going. He's now got his second expansion up as well, now building an Evo chamber. I'm not sure, guys, having looked at the map previously, I'm not 100% sure if that is a mineral only expansion. I don't think it is. I think it's a proper expansion, but I'm gonna have to check that when I look again. Again, this is probably the first game I'm commenting on this map. Meanwhile, Hwaisin just scouting. Sorry, Zero just taking out that supply depot that's positioned for scouting information at the 6 o'clock position between the two players' bases, and it looks like Hwaisin's got a science facility up. He's gonna have a science vessel out soon. So again, this game's still fairly balanced. Lurkers out now for Zero as well, but this game's still fairly balanced because both players with decent economies. Although I would say that Zero with that large group of lurkers and with the Mutalist force could